What transpires afterwards, and how do the flavors of wine alter as it ages? Which wines need aging? The most crucial question is, why do we even age wine? What you should know is as follows. In this video we are going to talk about understanding mature older wines. So before starting this video, like this video and subscribe to our channel for future updates. The majority of wines marketed in the United States are made to be drank right away, without cellaring. However, some wine drinkers like to lay wine down, or store bottles for a while so they can be enjoyed after the flavors have changed. What occurs to the flavor of wine as it ages? Wine's fundamental characteristics, such as grassiness in Sauvignon Blanc, plum in Merlot, apricot in Viognier, or citrus in Riesling, are most noticeable while they are young. Additionally, we could pick up on some ancillary flavors brought on by winemaking processes, like as the vanilla flavor of wood or buttery undertones from malolactic fermentation. We start talking about tertiary notes, or flavors that come from development as wine ages. This might entail fresh fruit flavors that start off youthful and robust before becoming gradually mellower and more akin to dried fruit. Other flavors, such as honey, herbal notes, hay, mushroom, stone, and soil, that were previously obscured by the strong core notes, are now more prominent. What triggers these alterations? Nothing is ever static in wine. Alcohols and acids combine to create new molecules. Other substances may dissolve only to recombine in a different way. These processes occur continuously and at various rates. Each time you open a bottle, you experience the wine at a different point in its evolution, with fresh and distinctive flavors. The amounts of alcohol, acids, and sugars remain constant, but the flavors are continually evolving. How does wine's texture change? The wines also vary in texture. Compared to reds, dry, mature white wines can feel nearly thick and oily. This is a result of phenolic substances like tannins gradually settling out as sediment. These substances reject one another in young wine, keeping tiny enough to stay floating in the liquid. They lose their charge and begin to join as the wine ages, forming chains that grow bigger and heavier. This lessens the tannin's surface area, giving them a smoother, rounder, and kinder flavor. When the mixed chemicals reach a certain size, they sediment out of suspension. While some red wines produce little to no sediment, some do. How does wine color alter as it ages? Slow oxidation is one of the most obvious wine aging processes. The most overt sign of this is color. White wines frequently change as they get older, going from light lemon or golden to amber and even dark. Roses with vibrant salmon hues can develop onion skin tones as they mature. Reds often transition from the purple end of the color spectrum to tawny or brown hues as they mature due to oxidation. When placed against a white background, immature reds can appear impenetrable, whereas mature reds frequently have lighter edges. Rim is the term for this. The amount of air that remained in the bottle's neck after it was sealed and how porous the closure is determine the rate of oxidation. Natural cork has historically only permitted a little amount of oxygen exchange, which is why the majority of wines considered age-worthy are still packaged with cork. However, there is no such thing as homogeneity because cork is a natural product. In the same case of wine, this can result in significant bottle difference. Advanced synthetic closures, like as cork, imitate this oxygen exchange in a more controlled way. These wines are fully capable of being aged and cellared, even with the liners of screw caps allowing for a small degree of air exchange. What wines age well? Although it's a common misconception that only the best, most costly wines may mature, any well-made wine has a fair possibility of doing so. Unless they are created for primary, aromatic appeal like an easy Moscato, entry-level wines from good wineries can age from 3 to 5 years without any difficulty. Wines with a strong flavor concentration, a good ratio of alcohol to acidity, and a smooth texture should age well. However, some wines, such as intensely extracted reds with strong tannins that require some time to mellow, are made specifically for prolonged aging. These include a large number of the premium wines from traditional European and New World areas. Riesling, Semillon, Chenin Blanc, Ferment, White Bordeaux-style blends, White Oak-aged Rioja, Oak-aged Sauvignon Blanc, and good Chardonnay are some examples of white wines that can benefit greatly from aging. Other regional grapes with less fame, like Garganiga and some Albarinos, can also age well. Even after only 3 to 5 years, well-made red wines continue to taste great. It frequently astounds people how well they can maintain their freshness. For wines that were aged before release, there are legal definitions in some nations. Pay attention to Garrafira, Reserva, and Gran Reserva, all from Spain, as well as Reserva, from Italy, Portugal. Even though these wines have some bottle age, they can still be aged longer. Watch out for wineries' purported library or museum releases as well. Exceptionally fine roses can mature, although the most majority are intended to be consumed right away. High-quality sparkling wines can age, especially those produced through the conventional bottle fermentation process. Sparkling wines, both white and rose, fall under this category. They can mature for several years if they are left in the producer's cellar on their lees, yeast leftovers from the second fermentation. In this case, the lees serve to prevent oxidation. However, sparkling wines can age nicely after being disgorged and cleaned of this yeast contamination. In fact, a year or two in the bottle can help extremely young sparkling wines. The mousse or foam you obtain when you pour a glass softens over many years of post-disgorgement bottle age. In general, fortified wines are released when they are ready to be consumed. They are more protected from the ravages of time than unfortified wines because of their high alcohol content. Madeira, which can age for decades without noticeable deterioration, is a prime example. Fino and Manzanilla Sherry are two fortified wines that stand out and should be drank when they are still young and fresh. Due to their high sugar content, really sweet wines also age incredibly well. Even though the alcohol content is minimal, the sugar serves as a preservative. How exactly should wine be kept to age? Wines meant for aging require storage in a dark, cool environment between 53 and 57 degrees Fahrenheit. To enable slow, even maturation, the temperature should be consistent. Higher temperatures cause chemical reactions in wine to occur more quickly, which can be bad for the wine structure and make it cook, giving fruit flavors a mushy, baked taste. Additionally, darkness is crucial since light's ultraviolet rays can taint wine. How can I know if an old bottle of wine is still drinkable? The same method you would use to judge any wine will work to determine whether an older vintage is past its prime. Open it, pour, swirl, and smell it once it has reached the proper drinking temperature. Taste a bit if it tastes delicious. It's good to drink if you like it. Red wines with sediment should be left standing up for 24 hours before serving to allow the sediment to settle. These might also gain from decanting. Why is wine aged? Some wines don't reveal their genuine character right away. While a wine's aged character can also be seen in its softer tannins, its tertiary notes are frequently more rewarding and complex than its younger, simpler primary fruit notes. A mysterious new realm of flavor emerges once maturity permits fruit notes to fade. Merlot and Cabernet Sauvignon start to taste like a cigar box and dried tobacco leaf. In Syrah, cured meat and violets develop into smoky, visceral notes. Heady notes of sour cherry and rose are lifted in Nebbiolo and Sangiovese. Pinot Noir develops an aura of decaying leaves, earth, and undergrowth, while Riesling and Chenin Blancs can have a chamomile tincture-like quality. All of these tastes must be developed and are very different from how accessible young fruit is at first. But many wine aficionados specifically look for these. These wines may still have hints of a cool season's restraint or a scorching summer's dry heat in them even after a number of years. Mature wines speak eloquently of time and place at the pinnacle of their growth. It is a heavenly experience to taste old wines that have endured decades or perhaps millennia. What do you think about this video? Do let us know in the comments section below. If you want to hear from us again, make sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.